Folks, I just wanted to say, what a great crowd. You guys are in for a treat tonight. You really are. If you have never seen this before, you're going to really be in awe, because it is really an incredible thing. And for us to be able to have this given to us on Maundy Thursday is an extra special treat. So welcome to each and every one of you here. I just have one announcement, and it involves those little rectangle things. If you could put it on mute or turn them off, because I've had it on good information that if one of those phones goes off, Jesus is going to look at you and say, "It better be my dad." Without any further ado.
And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we may go and prepare thou we eat the Passover? And he sendeth forth two of his disciples, and saith unto him,
Go ye now into the city, and there will meet you a man bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him, and wheresoever he shall go in, say unto the good man of the house, The master saith, Where is the guest chamber, where I shall have the Passover with my disciples? And he will show you a large upper room, furnished and prepared, there made ready for us.
And his disciples went forth, and came into the city, and found as he had said unto them, and they made ready the Passover. And in the evening he cometh with the 12. And as he sat and did eat, Jesus said,
Verily I say unto you, one of you which eateth with me shall betray me.
And they began to be sorrowful, and say to him one by one, Is it I? Is it I? Is it I, Lord? Is it I? When the Lord and his apostles shared their last Passover meal in the upper room that night so long ago, Jesus said that he would be betrayed by someone whom he loved. But the 12 could not believe that it was so. Each man looked not at another with a fierce, accusing eye, but he looked deep down inside his soul instead. Gone were the dreams of who's the greatest, as each heart was pained with grief. And they pondered on the words the Master said. Simon Peter and his brother Andrew looked straight at the Lord. Is it I, Lord? Is it I? He heard them say. Doubting Thomas turned to question, while Nathanael shook his head. Then they asked him, Is it I? And looked away. James the Lesser stared at Judas. Philip thought as the zealot winced. But no accusation did these men make. While the sons of thunder James and John, in shocking unbelief, cried out, "Is it I?" as if their hearts would break. Matthew gazed up at the ceiling. Thaddeus bowed his head and wept. Grim Golgotha's hill was very close nearby. Will we all betray the Lord before this cruel night is past? Each man wondered as he asked, "Lord, is it I? Is it I, Lord? Is it I?" With the 12, we raised the cry, ere the Lord of glory dies upon the tree. Grant us in the trying hour grace to foil the tempter's power, thus to share the Master's immortality. Leonardo, versatile genius of the Renaissance, was born in Vinci, Italy in 1452. Though he excelled in many fields, he is remembered today because of two wonderful paintings, the Mona Lisa and the Last Supper. In 1494, when Leonardo was 42, he was commissioned by the Duke of Milan to decorate the dining room of the Convent Church, which was a favorite shrine of the Duke's young bride. As an appropriate theme for this dining room, the painter chose the Last Supper. His painting was not intended to be a faithful reproduction of the original scene as it had taken place in 1st century Palestine, but as it might have taken place in 15th century Italy. He chose what he considered the most dramatic moment of the Last Supper. In this living dramatization, the 12 apostles speak their minds to themselves, to each other, and to the Lord in the light of the words which they have just heard Jesus speak.
One of you will betray me.
Table as one. Bartholomew. Like many of the others, I am a fisherman. My home is in Cana of Galilee, where Jesus performed his first public miracle, turning water into wine at a wedding feast. I was a disciple of John the Baptizer. It was John who introduced me to Jesus at Bethany, beyond the Jordan. My friend Philip came to me and said, "We have found him, of whom Moses in the law and the prophets wrote, Jesus of Nazareth, son of Joseph." I will never forget the question that I put to Philip that day. I asked, "Can anything good come out of Nazareth?" Now, I said it not in scorn, or because Nazareth was held in ill repute, but rather the town was such a little insignificant place that those of us familiar with its lanes and alleys wondered why God would place his anointed in her midst. However, be that as it may, Philip simply said, "Come and see." When I saw Jesus, he said to me, "Behold, an Israelite within whom there is no guile." "How do you know me?" I asked. He answered, "Before Philip called you, under the fig tree, I saw you." Now, in my country, when working mothers go into the fields, they place their babies under the shade of the nearest fig tree. The large leaves shelter the babies from the hot rays of the sun. So the master was actually telling me he had known me since the day I was born. Then it was I confessed my faith. "Rabbi," I said, "you are the Son of God. You are the King of Israel." Since that day, I have served him as a disciple and as a chosen apostle. Together with the others, I have walked the villages of Jerusalem. And now, as he is instituting a ceremony that is to take place at the Passover, he tells us that one of us is to betray him. How can that be? How can a traitor be numbered amongst his closest friends? I keep asking myself, is it I? Is it I?
Like Zacchaeus, I am a tax collector. Some call me Levi, others call me Matthew, the publican. When my character changed through my fellowship with Jesus, he changed my name as well. He called me one day when I was in my office collecting taxes. "Follow me," he said. And I rose and followed him. Later, I gave him a great feast in my home, and many of his disciples and my business friends were present. It was a royal occasion for me to entertain Jesus and his disciples. But when some of the Pharisees complained that Jesus was eating with publicans and sinners, Jesus said, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick." And he reminded them of the words of Hosea, "For I desire mercy and not sacrifice," adding the significant words of his own, "For I came not to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance." Since that day, when I repented and followed him, I have studied the scriptures closely, and I am now convinced that Jesus is the fulfillment of every prophecy about the coming Messiah, God's anointed. I have listened carefully to his sermons, and someday I hope to write a paper proving he is the Messiah. From our sacred writings and recording the heart of the sermon about the good news of the kingdom of God, the sermon he first delivered from the mountain of Galilee 3 years ago. It is a new gospel, good news for all the world, and yet he has just spoken bad news, tragic news, that one of us will betray him. Who can it be? Will they suspect me because I was once a hated tax collector? Do I suspect myself? Is it I? Is it I?
My name is James, and since many men bear that familiar name, I am called James the Little, or James the Lesser, being lesser in size than other men of the same name. Since my father's name is Alphaeus, I am sometimes known as James, the son of Alphaeus. Our family is proud of tracing its ancestry back to the tribe of Gad, one of the 12 sons of Jacob. I will never forget the first time that I saw the Master. I was passing down the road near the place where John was baptizing. I was curious to see what was going on, so I turned aside for a closer look. Then I saw Jesus asking John to baptize him. John refused, but Jesus insisted. After John had baptized the Lord, the heavens opened, and the Holy Spirit descended upon him in the form of a dove, and we heard a voice from heaven saying, "This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased." Later, when Jesus asked me to be a disciple, I followed him. After our first year of public ministry together, he chose me as one of the 12 apostles. And since then, I have walked with him and talked with him, stayed with him and prayed with him, trying to learn as much about him and his heavenly Father as I possibly could. And now, one of us is to betray it? Surely it is madness to think that this could be. Surely the betrayer must be out of his mind. But I keep asking myself, is it I? Is it I?
I am James, the brother of John. I followed Jesus with my brother after he called us, while we were mending our nets by the Sea of Galilee with our father Zebedee, one day almost 3 years ago. We were honored when Jesus wanted us as his disciples, and we were humbled when Jesus chose both of us to be among the 12 apostles. I was present in Peter's home when Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law of her fever. Later, I was with him in the home of Jairus when Jesus raised his little daughter from the sleep of death. On the Mount of Transfiguration, we saw Jesus speaking with Moses and Elijah. Our mother Salome was quite ambitious on our behalf and urged us to press our claims upon Jesus. En route to Jerusalem last week, we made this request of him: "Teacher, grant us to sit, one at your right and the other at your left, when you come into your kingdom." He replied, "You do not know what you are asking. Are you to drink the cup in which I drank, or be baptized in the baptism in which I am baptized?" We said, "Lord, we are able." Then he told us that we would surely drink of this cup and be baptized in his baptism. But it is not in his power to grant us the right and the privilege of sitting at his right and left hand in his kingdom. The others were angry when they heard of our request. But Jesus reminded us that he who would be first must be the servant of all. And he demonstrated those words I'm washing our feet just before supper tonight. Once people in a certain Samaritan village did not receive Jesus as we thought they should. We asked him to call down fire from heaven and destroy them. But he rebuked us as only he could and taught us that God's way was always one love. And now he, who taught us the way of love, is to be betrayed by one of us whom he loves. Who would do such a thing? I keep thinking deep down inside my own heart, Lord, is it I? Lord, is it I?
I am Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, the man who first brought his own brother to the Lord. I am not a gifted man, but an ordinary average man, like any one of you. But you have came to serve the Master with the gifts and talents that I have. The others call me Andrew the Bringer, because it seems all I've ever done is to bring someone else to Jesus. I brought my brother Peter to Jesus, now glorified in the gradual transformation of his life. I found that little lad with the 5 loaves and 2 fish on the day that Jesus fed the 5,000. And as I watched him feed so many with so little, and saw them eat till they were filled, I was glad in my heart that I had brought that lad to the Lord. And then just recently, some Greeks came seeking the Master. And I was called in once again to lead the Greeks to Jesus. He must have seen something of value in me, which the others had overlooked, because he selected me to be one of the 12 apostles. I've been very close to the Lord ever since. We've shared many a triumph and many a tragedy. But I know in my heart that he is truly the Lamb of God. I may not have been on the inner circle like Peter, but I haven't been on the outer circle either. I've been a friend and a companion to the Lord. And what greater gift than life before a fisherman? And now, someone is to betray him. It's unthinkable. Who could it be? How could he get away with it in his own heart? Is it Andrew the Bringer? Is it I? Is it I?
All the others came from Galilee. My home is in the village of Rock in Judea. Hence, I am referred to as Judas of Haran, or Judas Iscariot, the only Judean in this group. All the others must have confidence in me because they elected me their treasurer. And surely Jesus believed in me because he chose me as one of the 12. Despite what others say behind my back about my impatience, stinginess, bad ambition, ye believed in me. If you hadn't, he would have chose someone else in my place. Some say that I've appropriated these funds to my own personal use, and that Jesus' words love of money and greed were personally directed at me. Others keep reminding me that Jesus was referring to me when he said, "Did I choose you 12, and one of you is a devil?" Of course, I complained. When Mary washed his feet with an expensive ointment and perfume, I still think it was a waste of money. And if I have conspired with the chief priests, and if I have 30 pieces of silver on my person, that's my affair. I believe in Jesus. But someone has to put the issue, make him assert himself as God's Messiah. He refuses to make a move. Well, I made one. He indicates he knows what I've done. He said so a few moments ago when you washed my feet and when we dipped our bread in that same dish. But I have my reasons. My soul is not as black as some think it is. I serve soul as light. What would you do if you were in my place and wanted him to do something dramatic and startling to usher in his kingdom? What would you do? And if you were in his place, what would you do? Should I ignore his remarks? Or like the others, should I piously and self-righteously say to myself, is it I? Is it I?
How deep the Father's love for us, how vast beyond all measure, that He should give His only Son to make a wretch His treasure. cannot give an answer, but this I know with all my heart, His wounds have paid my ransom.
My name is Philip. I come from the state of Galilee. While my friends were in Bethany listening to John the Baptist, Jesus called us to become his disciples. We all turned and followed him. One after my companion Nathaniel, who was overjoyed that Jesus accepted him as his devoted follower. During these most years of fellowship with Jesus, my belief in God has grown stronger and deeper. In fact, I remember so well, before Jesus fed the 5,000, 5 loaves and 2 fish, asking Jesus and the others, where do we buy bread so all of these may eat? Philip and I know that Andrew was ready to bring a ravenous ones to Jesus. And then the Greeks approached me for an interview with the Master. I turned him over to Andrew to took them to Jesus. I've always wanted to know more about the nature and person of God. So when Jesus told us that God was Heavenly Father, there's almost too much for me to understand. However, as I've listened to Jesus, I've learned to understand his words. In fact, I can almost say that he who has seen Jesus has seen God. And everything I want to find in God, I find in his Son. And nothing I want to find in God, I find in Jesus. Now, having seen the Father through the Son, he shocks us by telling us that there's a traitor in our midst. Does the betrayer not know that betraying Jesus is betraying God? That conspiring against Jesus is conspiring against God? Can one of our number be so blind? Who can it be? Is it Philip? Is it I? Is it I?
My name is Thaddeus. I'm one of the disciples that Jesus called in apostle. Jesus called 12 of us to become the cornerstones of the new kingdom. Just as the 12 tribes were the cornerstones of the old Jewish kingdom. I feel unworthy to be numbered among them, but he selected me. I well remember the day, after a night of prayer, Jesus called us to him. And he gave us authority over unclean spirits and the power to cure every kind of disease and infirmity. He then commissioned us to go forth and preach that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. He told us to be wise as serpents and innocent as doves, as he was sending us forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. It is enough, he said, that the disciple be like the teacher and the servant as the master. I was in Jerusalem the day that he gave the great invitation. Come unto me, all you that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and lean on me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and you will find rest unto your soul. For my yoke is easy, and my burden light. And now he who comes to share all men's burdens has a burden thrust upon him. The knowledge that one of us will betray him. Which one of us can it be? Who's betrayed him? The man who we suspect? Or will we all betray him before the night is over? Philip and Peter, Judas and John, and even Thaddeus. Is it I? Is it I?
I am Thomas, the twin, or Thomas called Hendricks, which means twin. While I do not look upon life with gloom and despondency, I usually demand proof before I believe. I want to see before committing myself. Yet I am not a man of doubt. Rather, I feel sometimes that I am a man of daring. I recall the day that Mary and Martha sent word to the Lord that their brother Lazarus was dead. Jesus turned to us and said, "Let us go to him." We knew of the growing opposition to Jesus, and some of the apostles didn't want to go to Bethany. They shrank from the unseen danger, yet I remember how I spoke out and rebuked them all by saying, "Let us go to him, that we may die with him." Why do people remember my doubts, but forget my daring? Remember the questions, yet overlook the affirmations. Remember my fear, but forget my faith. I used to go fishing with some of the others, and how I remember the Beatitudes he spoke on the horns of Patrick during the first year of his public ministry. And I can almost see him now, rebuking the winds on a stormy Galilee, and healing the sick, curing the diseased, opening the eyes of the blind, unstopping the ears of the deaf, cleansing the lepers, and preaching the gospel to the poor. Yet, opposition has developed and grown to a white heat. His enemies are determined to destroy him. Why? Because the God he reveals is a greater God than the petty man-made deities that they have enshrined on the altars of their hearts and temples. He would bring us all up to God, while his enemies would cut God down to their own size. He would make us God's servants, while they would make God their servant. And now, he says that even among us, the chosen 12, there is a traitor. Is he speaking of me? Is he referring to me? Is it I? Is it I?
After Jesus called Peter and Andrew, he came to me, John, and my brother James. We were in the boat nearby with Father Zebedee having nets. After he called us, we immediately left and followed him. Since that time, I've tried to come to understand Jesus by loving him. At times, I think that he is as much a God that will ever possess a human life. And other times, I believe that he is the God that existed prior to creation and will be the God that exists at the end of time and the consummation of the age. And that he is the Word of God that will speak to every person of every age for all time to come. I have loved Jesus as a person, and he has loved me in return, for he calls me his beloved disciple. I have been with him during his times of trials and his hours of victory. I was there with him on the Mount of Transfiguration, and we beheld his glory. He has nicknamed my brother James and I the sons of thunder, yet we are not boisterous men, but quiet, hard-working men. Although at times we become frustrated with those who reject Jesus. And it is Peter and I who made the arrangements tonight here in this upper room for the celebration of the Passover, where Jesus numbers us within his closest, most intimate inner circle. And it is of me that he told of his talk with Nicodemus when he spoke those most wonderful words. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. You see, someday I want to write down his many sayings and good deeds, so that those who read about Jesus will know that he is the Christ, the Son of God, and that by believing in him, they will have life in his name. And yet tonight he tells us that one of us was a betrayer. I cannot believe this, but he would not have said it if it wasn't true. He
couldn't be Peter or Andrew or my brother James. But could it be John, the beloved disciple? Is it I? Is it I?
I am Simon Zealotes. When Jesus called me, I was a zealot. One in an army of high-headed and hot-blooded revolutionaries, armed and ready to burn the Roman oppressors under our heels and restore Israel and all its glory, as in the days of King David and Solomon. But Jesus taught us of a new kind of kingdom, the kingdom of the heart, where God reigns supreme. He changed my allegiance and my thinking that the only true and lasting conquest is the conquest of the heart. Now, He has my undying devotion and loyalty. As a soldier, I have unconditionally surrendered to Him, to think as He thinks, to love as He loves, to serve as He serves, and to obey as He obeys. If this surrender has not enslaved me, but set me free, I no longer fear might alone, but Almighty God, and we will outlive and outlove Rome in the name of God revealed, Jesus, our Lord and Savior. But now the Master says, there's a spiritual Roman among us, one who would tempt by force, but only can be accomplished through love. Who could it be? Matthew the publican, that big fisherman, or his brother, or does he suspect me? Me, Simon Zealot! Is it I? Is it I?
My brother Andrew and I were fishing on the Sea of Galilee one afternoon when Jesus walked by and said, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." We immediately left our nets and followed him. Later, he used our boat as a wayside pulpit from which to speak to the great multitudes that followed him. One morning, he said, "Simon, put out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." I said, "Master, we have toiled all night and have taken nothing. But at your word, I will let down the nets." We caught so many fish, we had to summon other nearby boats to contain the catch. When we reached the shore, I fell at Jesus' feet and cried out, "Depart from me, O Lord, for I am a sinful man." But he told us that thereafter we would be fishing for men. In fact, he even changed my name from Simon to Peter, which means the rock. And when I confessed him as the Christ, the Son of the living God, near Caesarea Philippi, he said, "On this rock will I build my church." But a moment later, when I protested against his going to Jerusalem to suffer death at the hand of evil men, he rebuked me and said, "Get thee behind me, Satan." So I am a mixture of good and evil, of godliness and devilishness. But I want to prove to him that my love and loyalty and devotion are sincere and genuine. Tonight, when he said that one of us would betray him, I promised to follow him, even unto death. But he warned me that before the cock crowed twice, I would have denied him 3 times. He prayed for me because he said that Satan wanted me so he could sift me like wheat. Even though the others call me the big fisherman, in his presence I feel small and unworthy. Will I deny him tonight before the rooster crows? And if I do, what will he do? Will he disown me? Will he deny me? Will he close the doors of the kingdom to me? Was he referring to me when he said that one of us would betray him? If I knew who the scoundrel was, I'd pierce his heart with this knife I hold in my hand. But maybe it would be my own heart that I would pierce. God grant it may not be so. Yet I keep wondering and saying to myself, Lord, is it I? Is it I?
And as they did eat, Jesus took bread and blessed and broke it and gave to them and said,
Take, eat, this is my body.
And he took the cup, and when he had given thanks, he gave it to them, and they all drank of it. And he said unto them,
This is my blood of the new covenant, which is shed for many. Verily, I say unto you, I shall drink no more of the fruit of the vine, until that day I drink it too in the kingdom of God.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Now I see. Now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior, has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending love, amazing grace. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secure. He will my shield and portion be, as long as I'm in yours. My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior, has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns, unending
The bread is broken and the wine is poured, and once more grim Golgotha's hill is nigh. By whom is Christ again denied, betrayed? Or should we all cry out, Lord, is it I? A traitor kisses him upon the cheek. A fisherman unsheathes his sword nearby. Did this take place 2,000 years ago? Or should we all cry out, Lord, is it I? A crown of thorns is pressed upon his brow, and bearing his own cross, he goes to die. Whose is the guilt, the everlasting shame? Or should we all cry out, Lord, is it I?
Thank you all for coming tonight. We are happy to put this program on for you. We are from the United Methodist Churches in Gary and Clear Lake. As you leave the sanctuary, the disciples will be serving communion by the method known as intinction. They will hand you a piece of bread, you will dip it in the cup, and then take it. As Methodists, we welcome all to join us in communion. If you don't wish to partake in communion, you're welcome to exit by the side doors or just go on past the communion table. Again, thank you for joining us this evening. I hope you enjoyed the program.